Once, in a small village nestled between vast mountains and lush green fields, there lived a young man named Aaron. At 24, he worked tirelessly under a demanding master, earning just enough to survive. He had no family, no luxuries, only a small, humble home where he returned every evening, cooked his simple meal, and rested before another day of hard labor. One evening, Aaron prepared 4 pieces of bread and a bowl of stew for dinner. After washing his hands, he returned to find 1 piece of bread missing. He frowned, but dismissed it, thinking he had miscounted. The next night, it happened again. By the 3rd night, he decided to stay vigilant. To his surprise, as he watched from the shadows, a large black raven swooped in through the window, snatched a piece of bread, and tried to fly away. Aaron quickly grabbed the bird before it could escape. To his astonishment, the raven spoke.
"Brother," it croaked, "why do you stop me? I only take what fate has set aside for me." Still in shock, Aaron replied, "I barely have enough to eat. I make 4 pieces of bread to sustain myself, and you steal 1 every night. My life is already difficult." The raven nodded wisely. "I understand your hardship, but I know someone who can help you. He is a wise sage living beyond the mountains. He holds the answers to all of life's troubles." Intrigued, Aaron decided to take a leap of faith. He requested 5 days off from work and set off on his journey. On the first night, Aaron reached a grand castle where the lord of the land welcomed him with warm hospitality. Over dinner, the lord asked, "Where are you traveling, young man?" "I seek the sage beyond the mountains," Aaron replied. The lord's face lit up. "That is wonderful! Could you ask him something for me? My daughter has not spoken a single word since birth. Please ask him when she will find her voice." Aaron agreed to carry the question and continued his journey. As he climbed the snowy mountains, the path became dangerous. Just as he was about to turn back, he saw an old hermit meditating beside a frozen lake. "Where are you headed, traveler?" the hermit asked. "I seek the sage beyond the mountains," Aaron answered. "Then, I have a favor to ask," said the hermit. "I have lived in this solitude for 1,000 years, seeking enlightenment, yet I cannot ascend to the heavens. Please ask the sage what I must do to be free." Aaron agreed and continued his trek. At the mountain's edge, Aaron arrived at a vast river. The waters were turbulent, and no bridge was in sight. As he searched for a way across, a mighty serpent rose from the depths. "Where are you traveling, wanderer?" the serpent hissed. "I seek the sage beyond the mountains," Aaron said. "Then, I must ask you something," the serpent pleaded. "For 500 years, I have remained trapped in this form, unable to transform into a dragon. Please ask the sage how I may break my curse." Aaron agreed, and in return, the serpent carried him across the river. At last, Aaron arrived at the sage's humble home, an ancient temple perched on the peak of the highest mountain. The sage, a man with eyes as deep as the universe, listened patiently to Aaron's questions. "I will answer only 3 questions," the sage said. Aaron was troubled. He had 4 questions: the Lord's daughter, the hermit's ascension, the serpent's transformation, and his own desire for a better life. After deep thought, he chose to sacrifice his own question and ask for the others. The sage smiled knowingly and answered, "The princess will speak the day she meets her destined companion. The hermit will ascend to the heavens if he lets go of his earthly burden, a wooden staff he clings to. The serpent will transform into a dragon when it sheds its old skin and embraces change." Grateful, Aaron began his journey home. First, he met the serpent. "The sage says you must shed your old skin," Aaron told him. The serpent hesitated, but finally cast off its heavy scales. In a flash of golden light, it transformed into a magnificent dragon and soared into the sky, leaving behind a pile of shimmering pearls as a gift to Aaron. Next, he reached the hermit. "The sage says you must let go of your staff to ascend," Aaron explained. The hermit closed his eyes, released the staff, and instantly his form dissolved into golden light, rising into the heavens. He left his staff behind as a token of wisdom. Finally, Aaron reached the castle and told the Lord, "The sage says your daughter will speak when she meets her destined companion." At that moment, the princess turned to Aaron, her eyes filled with recognition, and said,
You are the one who came to our house that night." The castle erupted in joy. The lord, overwhelmed with gratitude, said, "Who could be a better companion for my daughter than you? Will you marry her?"
Arryn agreed, and their wedding was celebrated with great splendor. A life of abundance. With the dragon's pearls, Arryn had wealth. With the hermit's staff, he gained wisdom. With the princess's love, he found happiness. All this happened because he chose selflessness over personal gain. The lesson of the story. True greatness is not in what we take for ourselves, but in what we give to others. When we put kindness before greed, when we prioritize helping those in need, life rewards us in ways we never expect. Arryn left his home seeking answers for himself, but by choosing to help others, he found something far greater: prosperity, love, and a purpose beyond his wildest dreams. So remember, selflessness does not mean losing. It means gaining something far more valuable. Sometimes the key to our own happiness is hidden in the joy we bring to others.